Hey folks, welcome back. Southpaw Gemini here. Today on the couch we've got a new game that just came out yesterday actually, called the Fates of Ort. It's a 2D, or not, sorry, 2D, an old school pixelated RPG with some interesting magic mechanics where apparently instead of mana we're pulling from our life pool to a certain extent. Should be interesting, and we're sticking it out with the same time theme here that we had going back with Iron Danger. Now we've got time stops anytime we stop moving. So we'll be curious to see how this goes. I'm excited to hop in. Looks like an interesting game from what some brief viewings I've seen so far. Got some pretty cool character customizations here already right off the bat. Alright, so we've got hooded figure, pretty cool. Sort of a diplomat looking character. You got a scholarly royal. It's a pretty cool one. Some sort of like a ranger type character. Also, I love this background here. What's going on? Hooded figure or scholarly dude? Yeah, we're gonna go with hooded ranger figure. Let's give it a shot. Valka, your sister, greets you with a smile and a raised eyebrow. She stands with a hand on her hip, bow slung over her shoulder. Well, well, well. I heard you were joining the academy, but I didn't believe it until I saw you walk through the door. What changed your mind? Farming wasn't exciting enough. I was worried about you. Want to go on an adventure? This is where you go to make it big. This is where you go to make it big. She puffs herself up and imitates your voice. Oh yes, this is indeed the proper pathway to achieve the loftiest ambitions. She cracks and begins laughing. I'm just kidding. I'm glad you're here. You made the right choice. I can't wait to introduce you to Arg and Master Slovo. Speaking of, let's go see Arg. He's upstairs in the training room. Perhaps he'll show you a thing or two. Follow me. Got our message log down here. Quest, first day has begun. It's my first day at the academy. My sister Valka has already been enrolled for some time. She will meet me there. I've met up with my sister Valka. Good. She will show me around the academy and introduce me to Arg, who will teach me swordsmanship. Okay. Oh, cool. She didn't start going until we started moving. Nice. Ooh. Treasure. The chest does not budge. You do not have enough life coins to offer it. Huh, okay. Look at all these little details here with all the little like notes and alchemy sets and everything on the library tables. This is cool. Can we go? Yeah. The student stands peering into a logbook, puzzled expression on his face. Oh hey, do you have a log too? You nod, and he continues. I love using it. I keep track of all my tasks in there. It's just, someone's written all these hints next to all of my tasks, explaining what to do and where to go. Who would do that and why? Click the quest log in the bottom right corner to look at your own log. That's fantastic. So we've got like our own little, almost tutorial here with the students. New here? Sure am. Oh, he gave me 3 coins. Oh no, he just showed me that there are 3 different types of coins. I'm sure you'll fit right in here. Right in. Here, take this, he says as he reaches into his pocket to pull out a handful of coins. Use them to open the chest right here and collect your academy cloak. Oh, sick. Now we have some life coins. Okay, so from what I've read so far, we've got like life, shadow, and something else. There's like 3 types of like magic schools sort of that you can pull from I'm sure we'll find out more later, but it looks like we get coins that go along with it as well, and it's going to be interesting to see that obviously they open certain chests, but I'm sure they do a lot more than just that. Sweet. You open the chest. What's inside? Picked up Academy Cloak. Equip it at a Fate Spike. Huh. Wonder what a Fate Spike is. Can't wait to find out. I can't get Master Slovo's lecture out of my head. What was it about? He populated an alternate universe where time flows constantly, even if you're standing completely still. Can you believe it? I just don't get it. It would be so overwhelming. I often find myself just standing still and taking a break from time to time, often for hours. But sometimes... What? Well, sometimes I want to stand still, but also observe time moving. Do you know how to do that? Here, let me show you. Look at this pendulum when you try it. You can make time flow even when you're standing still. The default key is a spacebar. Try it. Oh. So you can tap the spacebar to kind of move one space at a time, like one segment of time per tap. Or you can just hold it down and it will continue to move as it would normally. That's cool. What else we got? Being a student at the academy means both practicing with the blade and studying the books. The student looks bored. I'd much prefer being upstairs facing with Arg, or fencing with Arg, but I'm falling behind on my studies. Okay. We know we're already going to Arg to talk with him about the sword. Let's see what we got here. This book discusses an ancient race of giants, supposedly extinct by now. They used to live in the grasslands, but were driven east when the dragonfly fen was reclaimed from the sea. They took up residence in the marshes there and gradually just faded away. Fascinating. That is actually pretty fascinating, and not gonna lie, can't wait to explore a little further and maybe find some giants. And whatever the dragonfly fen is. Or who they are. As you gain sight of the training room, you catch the swordsman performing his finishing move, cleaving the practice target in half. Ooh. He turns to you with a smile, wiping sweat off his brow. Greetings! Valka's told me all about you. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Aragas Mortifax. Yes, the Mortifax royal family. But being a distant relative of the king isn't my claim to fame, he says with a wink as he grabs a blade and flings it into the air. It lands squarely in the middle of the room, tip embedded in the wooden floor. You can call me Arg. He gestures his sword. Let's see what you're made of, huh? Know your way around a blade? Not really. I'm sure I'll figure it out. Alright, that's the spirit. I won't interfere then. You pick it up and go wild. Okay. Similar to the cloak. A plain-looking blade, standard issue for novices at the academy. It looks like it has been used for many years. Pick it up. Sick. Okay, right click to attack. That thing didn't know what hit it. Let's try a moving one. Ooh, yeah, so... Nice one. Let's try again. A bit harder this time. Two. Got one. Nice. Again, faster. Oh, okay. Hey, we got two at once. Hiya! You've got talent, kid. I don't know about you, but I'm parched. Let's head downstairs and grab a drink, shall we? I'm in. Let's head downstairs and grab a drink, Arg. Okay. These like griffins or something along those lines. Hey, pal. I came here from the Shimmergem coast, and I'm happy I did. There's nothing there but rocks and crazy people. Ooh, where's the Shimmergem coast? Way west of here, past the Russ. The Shimmergem coast is the westernmost part of the world. Ooh. Don't let the name fool you, though. It's a miserable place. Nothing but rocks. Legend says it used to be beautiful before the Cataclysm. Cataclysm? Legend says the Cataclysm happened hundreds of years ago. It was a battle between the mages of the north and the south on the plains of the Russ. Of course, they weren't called the Russ then. Anyway, supposedly the magic warfare was so intense that it scorched the lush plains of the Russ. The Shimmergem coast wasn't directly affected, but it became barren over the years too. Oh, wow. Lots of lore drop in here. First thing as we get right into the academy. Love it. I'm a huge fan. The more lore, the better. Tarkamendo is a huge obsidian tower standing deep in the Tarmacan taiga. You can even see it from some points in the grasslands. We don't know who constructed it. I would love to explore it, wouldn't you? Don't think I could handle the cold, though. Alright. There's some complex names in here, but I'm excited for all the new areas of the world we're learning about and the history here. Laugh at me or call me a bumpkin if you want to, but I believe in the sisters. I think there's more to our heritage than just myths and stories. I think it's all real. Magic used to exist. It disappeared after the Cataclysm. The sisters are real and they created Ort. Can you tell me more about the sisters? The student beams with joy at the opportunity to proselytize. Well, there's 3 of them. Asai Aluma, she is life. She begins things. Mir Akuria is the mind. Okay, so mind was the one that I was missing. She adds meaning to everything. And then there's Shal Malak. She's the shadow. So she's responsible for death and ending things. People use her name as a curse word, but I think that's unfair. What would it be like if nothing ever ended? It's a good point. Good way to look at it. There's a lot of people over here, though, that I want to talk to. Can we talk to you? Or... yeah. Oh, we can't talk to all these guys. Okay, cool. Anything else that's interesting? I'm sure we'll get to explore a little bit more of this later, but who knows? This is so cool. I mean, I love, first off, the pixel art. It's very impressive, but I'm also a huge fan of just like all the little details here. I mean, you can see the knives, you can see, you know, the napkins, the plates. It's very impressive. Very well done. Got a cook back here. Love it. There's parts of this that kind of remind me, like, if this was an RPG that was made back in sort of that, like, I don't know, like the 90s, right? You've got Warcraft, you've got StarCraft. I think that the pixel art and everything here is significantly more in depth and probably a little bit more creative, if I'm being honest. But just the way, sort of some of the blockiness, some of the detail, but also lack of detail in the pixel art just kind of reminds me of that era in general, if this was an RPG that had been made back then. That said, I think the dialogue is exceptional so far, and well beyond many of the games that I've mentioned before. This here's the tap room. After upstairs, probably my favorite room. Grab me a drink, will you? Assuming from this person. Barkeep. The student nods when you approach him to ask for a drink. Reaching behind a barrel, he produces 2 bottles and hands them to you. Got a drink. Sweet, hand it over. Click it? Yep. Cheers. Arg whoops as your bottles collide. And welcome to the academy. We'll make a warrior out of you, you'll see. Oh. Alright. Valka rounds the corner and rolls her eyes as she spots you in the middle of a large gulp. I see Arg is sharing his finest skills already. Hurry, you dopes. Master Slovo is about to welcome you to the academy. At once, Arg snaps to attention with a laugh, then ushers you out of the tap room. Let's go, we can't keep Master Slovo waiting. Alright, following you. Ah, our newest recruit. The master of the academy welcomes you. An old man, you sense a lifetime of scholarly accomplishment in the dignified way he carries himself. He glances at the sword you are carrying. I see you have acquainted yourself with our resident blade master already. That is good. Dark times are coming and we'll need fighters. I will now formally induct you into the academy. In the names of the sisters, goddesses, and creators of Ort, I beseech Asai Aluma, giver of life, to bless your new beginning. Mira Curia, beacon of the mind, to illuminate your path, and Shal Malak, the shadow, to protect you from an untimely death. Master Slovo is violently interrupted by a loud crash. The ground trembles, and a chasm appears in the floor where the tiles crumble away. Out of the purple darkness spill vicious demons clawing at everyone nearby. Arg raises his sword and shouts, "To arms!" Valka drawing her bow, roars, "Protect Master Slovo!" Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. I have no doubt that battle will be significantly more complicated than that, but that was fun. With the demons defeated, a look of panic is mirrored on all of the faces in the hall. Master Slovo appears to be shaken most severely, and he whispers with fear, "It has already begun." Looking to Valka and Arg, he commands, "I thought we had more time to prepare. I must fetch something from my study. Meet me in the library. I will explain everything there." "Come with us," Valka shouts as she grabs you by the sleeve. Yes? As you rush past, Master Slovo is halfway up the stairs. He turns his head, eyes meeting yours. "You! Valka and Aragast are your best fighters, or our best fighters. In a moment, I will fetch something that will give one of them a great power to stop what is coming. I know you are experienced, but you must do what you can to help them." Oh, inexperienced, sorry. "They're our only hope. Curses, I thought I had more time to prepare. Meet me in the library. I will explain everything," he shouts as he disappears up the stairs. Hey guys, you should probably be following us too. I mean, not gonna lie, there's a huge group of demons back there. You probably don't want to be back there. What's going on? Ark breaks the silence, voice trembling. His joking demeanor has been replaced by a determined gravity. "And why did we let Master Slovo go off on his own? I should go get him. What if more demons appear? What if he falls through the floor?" Valka, as serious as Arg, shuts him down. "We have our orders. You two stay here and wait for Master Slovo. I think I've read something about this before. I'm going to look for the book." A man flanked by two stone-faced knights strides into the library. His clothing looks to be of an ancient fashion, yet undeniably of the highest quality. He wears the contemptuous sneer of a noble forced to interact with those beneath him. One of the knights barks an introduction. "Duke Camersalt, Mortifax." Arg's jaw drops. "Mortifax?" He clears his throat and responds, "I'm Aragast Mortifax, distant relative to the king. It's a pleasure to meet you, Duke Camersalt. Are you here to assist us with the demons?" The Duke's lips curl up into an unsettling grin. Uh-oh. "Oh, certainly. young Aragast. And more I offer you. He glances at both you and Arg. Power beyond the confines of your imagination. I offer you magic. Arg gasps in shock. Magic? But I thought it was just a legend. Stories about the sisters were just a creation myth. The Duke waves his hand dismissively. Yes, it's true. It is true, but this magic is not of the sisters. This is more powerful, free of constraint. None of the limits imposed by the sisters, he growls. That doesn't sound like a good start. Purple fires burn in his eyes. You can have it all, right now, with no sacrifice. Do you accept this gift that I offer? He looks at you both, awaiting an answer. No, I mean, dude, you seem evil. I don't want none of that. Stick me with the sisters, thank you very much. You almost begin to speak, but hesitate at the final moment. There's clearly something wrong about the man in front of you. Yeah, exactly. And his promise of power seems like an obvious trap. It is! But what if it isn't? Master Slovo is behaving like the world is in danger. What if you reject the key to saving it? It's a good point, but we'll find another way. Before you finish speaking, Arg blurts out, yes, give me the power. The Duke raises his hand and a purple flash of energy hits Arg in the chest. Next, he turns to face you with hateful eyes. Arg, come on, man. Don't do this. Master Slovo, you're back. Master Slovo comes running behind the Duke, horror plain on his face. No! Whatever he says, do not listen to him. He is the harbinger of consumption, evil magic, the antithesis of the sisters. Do not accept his magic, it will corrupt you. Already, Arg has taken a knee, clearly struggling with the effects of consumption magic in his soul. Oh no, Arg, don't do this. Enough. Duke Camersault roars. Guards, seize this man. He is a traitor to Ort and the Mortifax Kingdom. Take him to the court where he will stand trial for his crimes. Master Slovo, struggling against the knights, holds up a crystal in the shape of a teardrop, shouting desperately, Arg, catch this! It will take you to the sisters. You are our only hope. He throws it. The crystal sails through the air, missing Arg. You instinctively reach up and catch it. Yes! As your hand closes around the crystal, you feel the tug of another dimension. The last thing you see before you fade away is the Duke pointing at you, snarling, kill that one! Kill everyone that refuses consumption! The scorned will not be rejected anymore! So he's definitely he's like the sniveling, in my mind, I'm giving him this voice because he's like this sniveling little yes, sort of like the dude who comes up and is like the messenger to whoever is actually in charge. In front of you stands an old lady, leaning on her cane. Her eyes are squinting as you approach, apparently appraising you. As you get closer, she rolls her eyes with exasperation. Oh no. You look confused about why you're here. Her scratchy voice begins. It's kind of scratchy. Believe me, so am I. I expected a champion, a hero. She briefly gazes behind her, where the path splits into three. Instead, we got you. You, jeez, what a harsh welcome, right? What a reality check. You are to carry the power, the very essence of one of my daughters. Okay, first off, where am I? Oh, don't bother yourself with that too much, dear. You are in a void beyond and above the world you are accustomed to. We created it when we had to flee reality a few centuries ago. You'll be sent back as soon as you gain the power of one of my daughters. Gain the power of one of your daughters? Yes, unfortunately, it is necessary. Consumption has returned, awoken from its slumber. Yes, It threatens the world, but more importantly, it threatens my daughters as well. We need an ancient of good to destroy consumption. Who are you? The old woman smiles. I am Old Mother. I have no need for a name. I wish to be nothing more than the mother of my children. Do not bother with reverence for me, as it was my darling daughters that created your world. Okay. What should I do now? Go, speak to my daughters. Get to know them, and choose the one that fits you best to accompany you. Her voice begins to tremble. Do not take this lightly. My daughters have nearly spent themselves protecting your world, their creation. To give you enough power to stop consumption, she will have to give you all of her energy. Oof. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good. It sounds like a very big responsibility. Atop the column sits a young woman with flowing azure hair. She is carefree, playfully dangling her leg off the side of the pillar. Flowers dance atop the palm of her hand, continually blooming in the blink of an eye. Hello. Hi there, pleased to meet you. She erupts in a rapid stream of energy. I'm Asaya Luma, but some call me Life. I love beginnings, so I am overjoyed to make your acquaintance. It will be so much fun to explore the world with you and meet new people. Oh, can I come, please? Let's check on the other ones first, though you do seem like a slightly less annoying Navi kind of vibe going on. The woman sits on the chair, methodically flicking through the pages of some ancient tome. Her posture is strict, her expression severe. She lifts her eyes to praise you, making you feel insignificant as her gaze takes the measure of your character. Hello. Well met. I am the aspect of the mind, but you may call me Mere Acuria. You do not strike me as the archetypal hero, she states flatly. Your presence is plain, as is your lack of experience. Yet you assuredly possess at least some measure of integrity. Potential. Very well. Shall I accompany you now, then? Not yet. Not necessarily in need of a judgmental teacher for my guide. You approach the pillar, for you see a shadow of a woman issuing from behind it. As you get to the other side, however, the shade moves. Ooh. You attempt to follow it around the pillar, but it remains elusive. The hairs on the back of your neck rise as you realize you are chasing that which exists only in the absence of life and light, death itself. Hello? Greetings, child. A trembling whisper carried by a yet unfelt wind. We meet prematurely. I am Shao Malak. One day I will guide you through the cold and howling winds to the underworld below. I am much maligned, yet misunderstood. I do not take those whose time has not come, though I sense you will die shortly. Mother will bring you back. You have a destiny to fulfill first. Tell me, do you wish the shadow of death to accompany you on your journey? That's intriguing. So we've got a pretty big choice here. We can choose life, kind of the sprightly Navi type entity to accompany us. We can choose mind, the sort of ancient librarian sort of vibe, or we can choose shadow, who's just sort of this whisper on the wind who talks about the death of things. I don't know what that's gonna do for our magic. I don't know what that's gonna do for our story. I'm assuming Shadow's gonna have a good idea of sort of the unseen things, right? Like the timeline of things. She's gonna have a good idea of probably perception into characters and how they're acting or whether they're lying, those sorts of things. Mine, I'm gonna assume, is gonna have a good idea as to sort of the understanding of how things work and the history and that sort of thing. I'm not sure what life is going to bring to the table other than potential sort of jester-like mischief and a caring for things. I'm also assuming, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they're going to have a say to a certain extent in sort of our actions in the world, in terms of, you know, if we have Shadow as our guide and we try to take a life before it's ready for whatever reason, you know, that's something she brought up that she would never do. So I almost wonder if that would be something that would play into it. I'm thinking let's go with Shadow. Like Shadow would be the most fun. Shyamalan whispers through the wind. My time has come. I can sense it. It is a peculiar feeling. Yes,